Yeah. Welcome to Unified Media Dropping Gems podcast. Let's get it.
Unified Media Podcast, Dropping Gems, Season 4, Episode 1. We begin this season with touching base on all previous seasons and providing you with nothing but the gems. Like and share this video to those who will find this information useful. Tune into the show once a week, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, live on YouTube, where we have raw, uncut, open discussions that can range with insightful and educational information across the board. Other episodes will include past and current events, trending topics, conspiracies, personal journey, and more. We also invite special guests to shed light on who they are and what professional industry they are in. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, email droppinggemspodcasting@gmail.com with your name, business, industry, info, social media, and brief bio. Hosted by yours truly, GL The Truth and Aki ONTL Dewan. We are locked in, Aki.
Season
4 seasons.
Fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter. Fourth quarter. Let's start right there. What is it about the fourth quarter that's key and important to you?
Well, I mean, this not going to be our last season, but I like the fourth quarter energy, because in the fourth quarter, when I was playing football and basketball in high school and things like that, fourth quarter was always that last quarter where it didn't matter what was on the scoreboard or anything like that. It was time to really push through. If you saying you about what you about, and you know what I'm saying, and you really trying to win, this is your opportunity now. This is your last chance to really leave it all out on the field, as they say, you know what I'm saying, or put it in perspective. Go ahead and just give it your all out there. So the fact that we've been here, this is a fourth season. We made it 4 seasons in, and you know, from starting this thing, man, from starting this journey, to see the progression that we have, the maturity we've gained, the amount of people who come to visit, all of the viewers that's been viewing it live and afterwards on YouTube, man. It just, to me, it's just more like, all right, we've made it. We've put in a lot of this work. Let's not slow down now. You know what I mean? Let's continue to push forward. If not, push a little bit harder, right? It's to racing when I used to run track. That last little lap, you know what I'm saying? That was the lap that you pushed it your hardest. You know what I'm saying? You pushed it until you was damn near gonna fall out on at the end of it. So that's what it means to me, Aki. We here, man, for 4 seasons, man. It's a blessing.
I agree. You know, for me, you know, fourth season is the four numbers, the angel number, angelic. You know, it can mean so many different things symbolically. I know. For me, you know, if I could take from what you said, bless you. If I could take from what you said, is like, you know, we're at that stretch now, and during the stretch, what do you do to take what you've already cultivated and be able to provide even more value, you know, within these discussions? I find myself that, you know, every time I repurpose a lot of the content that we've posted from the previous seasons, I'm like, they're so relevant even till today. It's almost like if we knew what we were going to be going through in the future during that present moment, which is very, very special. So the fact that all of that content can be reproduced, and then people who don't know us discover it, it's still fresh and new to them. And what I appreciate about the TikTok platform is that as my community is growing, as my agency is growing, Unified Media just as a full movement, right? Because now I have Unified Media Agency. I have the Unified Media Podcast. We have UMG, the group, on Instagram. So it's a multi-layer facet that coincides with just the idea of inspiring, educating, and motivating others to live a better life.
Man, that's why we here, Aki. That's what we're here for. And the fact, you know what, I've been watching a lot of other podcasters, people who have these type of same discussions, people who are doing the same thing that we're doing and things like that. And I can see that everybody does carve out their own unique way of doing it.
Mhm.
And there's a few of them out there. I don't want to, it's not that I have anything against anybody else. I don't want to have to be naming a few of them or anything like that right now, but there's a few of them out there that I check out here and there, and some of them you can tell are very, very scripted, and some of them are definitely like, hey, this is the topic we're going to talk about, and let's just jump into it. What I'm glad we do here at Unified Media is not overwhelm ourselves with trying to answer or look out for every perspective, right? Because what I've noticed in the podcasting realm and in the world is, there's a lot of negativity towards a lot of podcasters because a lot of people don't agree with a lot of the information or the content that they're creating or speaking about, right? Because we all have some form of education on certain topics, and a lot of us are not masters in these topics, and it makes it a little tough for people just to be able to conversate, right? I feel like with podcasting and how we do things, we have conversation, and a lot of times it may be a topic, and then we conversate based off of experience or information we've studied and know. And then a lot of times that what I've seen is that there's a lot of people on here who talk only about their opinion, never really about the perspective or openness of considering everyone, right? So see, the thing that I learned is context is key when it comes to speaking. Whenever you're speaking about something or a subject, right? You got to be able to make it contextually understandable. If you can't, everybody has an opinion, and what you speak and what your experience is may not agree to somebody else. And I would hope people get better at is not forming negativity in the comments or commenting their negative aspect or coming down on somebody for not knowing, but more so sharing or helping educate, so therefore somebody can go and get the full understanding on it, right? Because that's the whole
That's how we all learn.
Right. Just like now, if we're talking about a subject, if somebody came in and asked a question, I would definitely enjoy that, because now we get to answer a question live. Or if somebody asked a question in regards to our topic and they gave their opinion, hey, now we can speak to their opinion and see from their point of view and see how it aligns with ours, or the difference in them, right? So therefore, we all can get a better understanding, because what I'm learning, everybody is not on the same level. Everybody does not study the same. Everybody does not gather information the same, and everybody doesn't see things the same. We all see things different, and based off of what we experience, what we understand about our experiences, or what we understand about life in general, right? And that's the part that I enjoy about Unified Media, is because we do our best to try to be unified when it comes down to us talking, speaking, and giving our opinions or experiences. Because a lot of times is I can't tell somebody that what they've experienced ain't true. I can't tell somebody that what they've gone through or what they're speaking about isn't true. I would never tell somebody that they're not true unless they're just outright not true, right? It would be like, oh, okay, I see from your perspective. Oh, I can see why you would see it that way, or I can see why you understand it that way. I'd rather keep that, because now I'm not diminishing your opinion or your experience. I'm also considering what your perspective and understanding. Hey, there's, like the old saying goes, there's a few ways, or there's multiple ways to skin a cat. That's the saying, right? Just as an allegory and metaphor, just saying there's many ways of seeing or doing things. And so, I'm glad we're here at that with Unified Media and the direction we're going. And that's pretty much what it means when it comes down to being in 4 seasons and all of the stuff that we've previously spoke about. It's always been organic, and it's always been based on me and you, our experience, understanding, wisdom that we've gathered and put out there. And then whoever else was welcomed in the comments, in the chat, what they wanted to share and things like that, man.
And I think what we do really well, Aki, to go back to what you were saying about, you digesting other podcasts that just felt, I guess, the relevance of the material that they were providing didn't coincide with the interaction of their viewers. It's because most podcasting material, the hosts that do the podcasting are doing one or two things. They're either providing their experiences, right? Whatever the context of the discussion is, right? Or it's something relevant to something trending, current, etc. But can also be very sensitive, depending on what the topic of conversation is. So when you have sensitivity, when you have material that's just pertains to just your private experience, what you're going through, right? What happens is that not everybody's going through that, right? And then if you're not listening to the audience and what they're providing you, for example, we did it really well a season or two ago. I believe we did it last season or the season before that, where we went on TikTok. We went to the community and we asked the community, give us 10 topics you would want us to talk about. We jotted them down, and out of the 10, we probably provided at least half. Because then me and you decided that we wanted to speak about specific topics that not only felt relevant to us, but we know that's going to resonate with the people that are listening in.
I believe that was last season, because we had an episode where we spoke about social media and how it affects us positively and negatively. We had the business one where we spoke about, being an entrepreneur versus working 9 to 5 and what it takes and stuff like that from a business standpoint. I believe and we had an episode where you got to speak more about your experience with TikTok, right? What you've learned and what you've gained over there, and what worked out, what didn't work out, and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree with you on that one, Aki. We definitely, like, that's what I feel like we're gonna always be set apart from a lot of them. And there's great podcasters out there. There's this one podcast, I'll name the podcast. It's called it's slipping me. I think it was something grits. I can't remember exactly, but there's this dude on there named Kyle's, light-skinned dude, really cool guy. He's blunt. And when I say blunt, sometimes it's harshly blunt, but it's in need factual, right? Eggs and Grits Podcast. That's the name of it. Eggs and Grits Podcast.
I like that.
It's a really good podcast on there. And one of the main guys on there, he, to me, I like his style because it fits him. I couldn't be that way. Not that I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be factual or direct or blunt. I'm just not as how he is in his delivery. His delivery is very, very blunt, frank, 101 proof. You cannot be upset about it. His point of view about it is straight to the point. There's no sugarcoating anything. And not that everybody sugarcoats around it. It's you always, because I want to be truthful, and always, I don't want to always sound offend or sound offensive or offend people. I really watch my words, and that's just only for my safety. That's not for them. I that's not for their feelings. That's for my feelings, because I don't want to hurt. I don't want my feelings to be hurting someone else's, right? So I do that for me personally. It has nothing to do with trying to beat around the bush, be sugarcoat anything. It's just I am that way. You know what I'm saying? I try to watch how I talk and speak things, and I'm not trying to walk on eggshells around anybody. It's just there's always a better way. Sometimes you don't need to be. Sometimes there's people who can hear you say there's a better way, and then sometimes there's a way. You know what I'm saying? There's people that's out there that has to take it. Open your goddamn eyes. Like everybody receives differently, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm more comfortable with trying to give you a better explanation, because I'm gonna explain why. Mine's is always, it comes with a why in there. Why I feel you should do this, or why I think you should do this, or why it should be looked at in this perspective, because that's just me, you know what I mean? But
yeah. Let me ask you something real quick, Aki. Yeah, would you mind if we try something different since it's season 4? Everybody that's locked in, that's tuned in right now, shout out the whole Unified Media. Shout out everybody that's tuned in from TT Soul Fam included. Do me a favor, chat. Give us a few things right now that you would want us to talk about right now. Like, what are you
Something you're going through?
What are you going through right now in this moment within the last week, whether it be on or social media? And we'll give you our perspective, our opinion on it right now. Let me know some things right now down below, and let me know how you feeling and what you would like to talk about, and we can go ahead and get right into it. But I'll give you one while the chat is thinking about it. We were gone for what? We took a break for about a good month.
Yeah.
We took a break for about a good month. And you told me behind the scenes that the month got hectic. What was it about it that made it feel a little overwhelming for you?
Man, you know, life has been lifing in the way they like to say it. I mean, you know, we're dealing here in California, we're dealing a lot with the politics, right? California has a lot of politics on it because we're that one state, sunshine state, they like to say. We're the ones who you know, got Hollywood here, so a lot of people want to be here. So it got hectic because I had a few weeks. All my children were sick. There's been a few days I wasn't feeling well. The rise in cost of living out here has been very, very drastic and really like just stressful. You know, trying to buy food. And when you're a family of six, man, you're trying to feed 6 mouths is tough when it costs you almost $200, you know what I'm saying, for everybody to eat, depending on where you go. It's costing you know, to even buy groceries is costing about the same. You spending $200 every week trying to buy food for groceries, and the food is not, the quantity of food is not as much, but you're still spending $200 on it.
And the quantity of food is not much, and the quality of the food is not much.
The quality of the food is just trash, right? It ain't even there's nothing qualifying the food to be good out here. You know what I'm saying? That's affordable. Right. Because there's a lot of food that is great quality of food, but because it's the greater quality of food, they want you to pay more for it, right?
You pay for what you get, right?
Yeah, exactly, right. That's the mindset that we're dealing with. You know, that played a big part in the stressful. The one good thing, one of the good things that happened was I got approved to move into a bigger space. Gonna cost a little bit more money. However, it's a lot. It's going to help me and my family because it's not going to feel like we're on top of each other. You know, having a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 6 people in it, everybody got to use the bathroom at one time. That's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a struggle in a sense. That's the way we got to deal with. Now we're moving to a place where we got multiple bathrooms. Everybody get a little bit of room. Everybody can kind of spread out and get their solitudeness back. Right. Work in itself, because of what's going on, me dealing with the people at work, everybody's stressed out. Sometimes at work, I'm dealing with different mindsets and different people doing different things, a little tough. And you know, these are everybody's going through something, right? But for me, it's been tough because I'm a full-time dad, a full-time worker, and a full-time student. So I have 3 things that I have to do that takes away a lot of my time anyway. You know what I'm saying? And when I say being a full-time dad is I'm present. I'm present when it comes to my kids and my wife at home. I'm here. I'm at home getting stuff handled. You know, trying to make everybody stay on within what they need to do, keeping the house in order, also trying to, you know, keep the finances right, paying for us a place to live at, right? Discussing different ways of how to save money or budget, figuring out what programs is out there. Me and wife sit down and talk about what programs is out there or what we can use to help alleviate some of the stress off of us, right? I'm a full-time worker. I work 12-hour shifts 3 days out of the week. So I'm out of my home for 12 hours, right? And I'm focusing on doing something else for 3 days out of the week. My family is missing me, right? That's taken away from me thinking about a lot of other stuff that I need to do because I have to focus on what I'm doing at work. And then me being a full-time student, I'm in school to be an audio engineer. When it comes, well, more so more so a music editor, right? Where I'm the one that we can speak to each other in regards to, hey, you got a project coming up. Okay, I can give my 2 cents, 3 cents in on what sounds and what theme you want to speak to. I speak to music directors, music supervisors, and stuff like that on what type of music to be created and made. So, and I'm working, and because my school is done online, it's every 4 weeks I switch classes. Like I have a new class, but within those 4 weeks, I'm working on one project, and it's taking me sometimes a lot because some of those projects require a lot of research and requires a lot of my thoughts, right? But in a week, I'm having to do in a week. I have deadlines that's due sometimes the middle of the week. At work, I can't do a lot of school work, right? I can't do too much of my focus on school and try to focus on work because of the type of work that I have. It just sometimes don't always align. And so that's what makes it a little bit stressful and a little bit tough sometimes for me, a little bit, harder. Now I used to only have one class. Now I'm doing 2 classes at one time in 1 month. So I have 2 classes that I have to do twice the work in the same 4 weeks, rather than what I used to do with just one class for 4 weeks, right? So that makes it a little stressful. And then, like I said, I'm full-time dad, full-time worker, and full-time student. So those are some of the things that have been very stressful, but I've been managing how to do it and doing my best at it. Some people out on the outside looking in, they're congratulating me on
I mean, if there's anything that I can even take from all of that. And before we even get into the questions, because I'm gonna scroll up and we're gonna get into all the questions in the chat. Forgive me, because I don't like to interrupt my co-host. What I could take from that, Aki, is you're somebody who allocates your time productively, right? So you have a 24-hour, you have a 16-hour window. Let's say if you get 5-6 hours of sleep, and you have a 18-hour, you got an 18-hour window, right? You got an 18-hour window. You take 12 of that for the day of the work. You got about 6 hours left, right? And then that 6 hours, you got to be dad, and then you got to go ahead and take on your studies. 3 hours to be dad, 3 hours to take on the studies. So what I respect about it is that, 1, you're being productive with your time. 2, you're managing your time. And then 3, every single point of what I have to do, the task at hand, you just focus at the task at hand. You're not multitasking. You're going ahead. If I'm doing 12 hours of work, guess what? I'm doing 12 hours of work. And the reason why I know this is because when I call you on the gram, you're like, yo, Aki, I'll call you right back. I'm working, right? Or when I'm home right now, Aki, I'm working on a class. Or it's the weekend, I'm with the family. So like it's literally those 3 things, and you gotta respect it. So for anybody that's tuned in right now, he has a family of 6, no excuses. He's putting it all out on the table. He has 18 hours to work with, 18, 19 hours to work with. 5-6 hours of rest, and is doing it every single day, chipping away at it, on top of being a co-host with your boy for the last 2 years.
It's all about what you want, man. It's all about what you want, and and what you want to get out of it. And you really, really put your mind to it. You really can do it. And I commend me and my wife, because I posted a video too on social media the other day, and then we're gonna get into these comments. Into these questions here. It's some of us, we have villages where we have families and close friends that help out, can watch over, can babysit for her. It's me and my wife, man. It's just me and her doing stuff together. We're our own village right now, and that's the most toughest part about that, is when you have your own village that you have to worry about, and you don't have anybody else around that can help be a part of it while trying physically.
And we're gonna do that, Aki. We're gonna get to that point. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're going to definitely do that, so that way families don't feel like they're doing it by themselves. I'm going to scroll up real quick in these comments, and I'm going to go in the order as they came in. The first one said, Beth wants to talk about friendship and loyalty. She wants to speak about, like, What else did she say? She said, I want to talk about, tell me what it means to you. What does friendship and loyalty mean to you, Aki?
So it's on this one. As you can see it.
Wow.
Loyalty
on the arm.
It's on the arm, right?
Tattooed on the arm.
Yeah.
Isn't that ironic?
I've had that tatted on me since 2000. I want to say 10. I think 10 or 11, somewhere around there. So it's been almost been 15 years almost, in a sense. But yeah, so loyalty is just about, for me, it's about just being able to understand the people you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Who you're dealing with, being close, understanding them, understanding what's going on, and finding your way of helping, of always being able to help them, right? Always being available to provide something, sticking to them, giving them truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm loyal to my family. I choose my household over a lot of stuff. I'm loyal to my work that I like, that I love. You know what I'm saying? Being loyal to you, JR, and what we got going on. Anytime that any one of us is losing focus or off, I'm quick to be I'll speak about it, or I'll speak of it. I may not speak directly. I might use it in a more friendly manner by making it general, right? But just the message itself, message itself might be, needed to be heard, right? And that's kind of how I see loyalty, is being able to have an understanding with somebody and not giving up on them when they have a weak moment.
I like that. I love that. I love that.
Thank you, man. Not giving up on somebody because they misunderstood or had a different understanding. It's like, that's what it means to be loyal, is to figure out a ground break. Now, I can be loyal to us being separated. Like, I'm loyal enough to stay to myself and not deal with a lot of BS and leave you over there if that's the stuff that you want, right? If you're going to be loyal to yourself and what you want out of life, and a lot of it involves getting over on people or doing something negative to somebody, then you can stay over there with that. I'll be over here. Just know, though, that you have limited your access to me. Access to me and what I can provide from you, or to you, right, what I can provide to you. So that's kind of what loyalty means to me. And what was the other one she said?
Friendship.
So it's kind of hand in hand, right? When it comes down to friends, I have a lot of acquaintances that I know. I don't have many friends, people who I can call on when in need, and they are able to assist with what they're able to assist with, right? Like, I don't have a lot. I have a handful of that. Like, there was a time where I needed to borrow something, and I had two loyal friends. They gave me quite the amount of ability to do what I needed to do. I asked them for some money, they was able to give it, and it's not always money, right? But this is just an example. I was really in need of something, and I had two friends that I've been knowing. Their names are Spencer and Garrett. I've been knowing these guys since 2010, 2011, right? I've been knowing them 10 plus years. And back then, for the first probably like 5 years of our relationship, we had always been close by each other, hooking it up each other. I mean, Garrett, he will let me drive his car, right? This is what I mean by a loyal friendship. He'll let me borrow his car. I go do what I need to go do, but I just wouldn't go put gas back in his car, right? I didn't just go take his car, whatever gas he had in there, and give him his car back empty. I put gas in it for the amount of gas that I use, right?
You were being considerate.
Always, bro. Always, right? There was a night that we all was turning up. He became unavailable to drive himself. We're all under the influence, but he became unavailable to drive himself. So I end up being the one to do it. We needed some gas in the car in order for us to get back home. I had gas money, but his car. He's drunk. He can't do nothing. I went in his pocket, took the money out, paid his portion for the gas, paid my portion for the gas. When he came to the next day, he asked, "Hey, bro, I had some money, man." I said, "Hey, look, I took that money from your pocket, bro, because one, it was about to fall out, but two, I just took this amount of money. I paid for you so you can have some gas in your car, and I put some on top of that for the gas, for letting us use the car, and that's how we was able to get home." Didn't care about it. I'm able to use the car whenever I want to, right? Spencer, I end up having to go live with Spencer. I got kicked out at the time from living with my pops, and Spencer's opened his doors for me, and me and him was in there sharing one bedroom, a 2-bedroom apartment with his auntie, but I'm sharing one bedroom with me and him. We grinded, worked together on music. Whenever he needed some food, he got me. Whenever I needed some food, I got him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of friendship you want. You want somebody you can really be able to, be in the trenches with, but then everybody, y'all both trying to see, or y'all all trying to see each other move to that next level or get to that next level, right? And I never had any malice with them too. They never given me any type of jealousy towards me or anything like that, to the point where they, I had to separate myself. Now we've grown apart as far as on physically wise, because we all live in different places and we all have our own families, because Garrett has children too. But I can call them guys, and the moment we meet back up, it'll be like
they never left.
And they never left, man. We've been hanging out the whole time, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what friendship is to me.
I have 3 points, Aki, because I'm gonna keep mine simple.
Yeah.
For friendship, I need you to make me better. I need you to hold me accountable. And I would say respect, and friendship goes hand in hand with loyalty and respect. You have to have loyalty and respect.
That's why I have it.
Yeah, what it says, loyalty and respect on there.
Yeah, bro, this is
crazy.
Loyalty, this is respect. Yeah.
Crazy, Aki, crazy. You know what I mean? So definitely hold me accountable, make me better, and just have loyalty and respect for me, because I'm gonna give it back. Now, in terms of what it means to be loyal, for me, loyalty goes a long way. It's like it's for the long term. It's not for the short term.
Right.
With me, if we're gonna, you know what I mean. If we're gonna, and blood doesn't make you family, loyalty does. You know what I mean? And that's what's big for me. It goes beyond just saying, and it goes beyond just saying the word. You gotta act on it. There's a lot of people that say they love you, but they don't act on it, Aki. Right. You know what I'm saying? And when your back is against the wall and you feel like it's just you and your village, I want you to always know that you can call me.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And because I would never leave somebody that I care about, that I got love for, with their back against the wall. You know what I'm saying? I have this new saying, that if I ever lend anybody something, I'm not lending them to borrow anything to pay me back with interest. God has my highest interest. I'm just giving it to you. Why? Because I love you. You're my friend. I'm loyal to you. So that's what it means to me, Aki. Friendship and loyalty means I'm gonna give you the shirt on my back, and I don't want nothing in return.
You ain't got to give me nothing back, hard. I mean, Aki, we the same way. Look, we've been rocking here. Look, again, never met in person, but here it is. We've been rocking with each other for 3 years, man. We've been rocking with each other for 3 years and been doing this and been working. And which goes into the next one. It's how to navigate business and get the bag. Navigating the business. It's about it's just about having the same goals, right? Having the same vision, and they're going in the same direction, right? Navigating in your business, whatever business it is just, if you're doing business with somebody else, or you have a partner, or whatever the case may be, you both got to be on the same vision. Y'all both got to understand each other's strengths, understand each other's weaknesses, be each other's weaknesses, a strength in each other's weaknesses, be the strength in each other's weakness. There we go. That's a better way of saying it. You know what I'm saying? How to get the bag. The focus is always, what can the business do better, what can the business show forth that's valuable, that somebody will want to pay the bag for.
Right. Because if you create good business, and this is for Tori, if you create good business, if you focus on just creating good business, like Aki said, focus on the value of what you're providing, and in turn, people will buy into it. Once people buy into it, now you're getting the bag.
Right. Because a lot of times, I learned something about Tommy Hilfiger, the brand, right? And I don't get paid to shout this out. I'm just giving this as an example. Tommy Hilfiger brand, he said he was just starting out, and he paid money to put his name on a billboard next to the highest brands that was already out there, right? And so people started questioning, what is Tommy Hilfiger? If they started seeing that name next to these big brand names, so they automatically assessed it to be very valuable
in association.
Yeah, because it's associating with the high value stuff, so that made it even better. So when Tommy Hilfiger opened up his first store, started selling his merchandise, it got more people coming in to buy the product than they actually could afford at the time, because they went and did that. But it was, everybody found the value in it, and still to this day, Tommy Hilfiger is a household brand. And if you look at it, it's a lot of the clothes don't look nothing like a Versace, a Fendi, a Gucci shirt. None of it look like
if it's its own kind. Original.
And it has its own. Appreciate that. Appreciate you for that. Send in the chat. I mean, giving your donation. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. By the way, real quick, talking about donations, if you guys look in the chat at the bottom right, you'll see a little dollar symbol. Anytime you contribute $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, whatever it is you would like to donate, it goes towards the production of this podcast, and I throw everything right back into the business to elevate the experience for you. So I appreciate that.
And that goes back to your question as far as on business and getting the bag. See, things like this is what we appreciate. If you find value in this, and you want to pay for that, or you want to support in that for us to keep that up, we're always open to that, because that's what we're here to do. You know what I'm saying? We're here to provide value from our experience. Understand you ask a question. This is what we're able to do. But going back to your question, that's how you kind of want to navigate in there. Tommy Hilfiger said, I'm going to make my brand valuable by putting it up against some of the most valuable brands out there. And you can't tell me it's not. But the perception that people got was, if he's sitting next to Gucci and Louis, he got to have some good quality. And then
can I give you an example, Aki?
Go ahead.
Based on what you just gave me, what he's trying to get to in just simple terms for the ones that navigate TikTok with me. Remember when I tell you, team, that anytime we battle somebody of experience and battle somebody of significance and influence, the people that support those influencers, if we compete against those influencers, if I'm going against Paul Dow, if I'm going against Jeffree Star, and we're competing against them and we beat them, what their supporters do is they correlate Jeffree Star with the same pocket that I'm in. So if I'm going against Jeffree and we kick Jeffree's ass in the same room, guess what? Jeffree's supporters are going to come over and be like, what does JR Unified Media have to offer?
Right.
They're in the same room with each other.
Right.
They're in correlation. They're in affiliation. They're in association.
Right.
Get in the same room with the ones that are doing it at a high level, and people are going to perceive you as high level. And once you provide value at a high level, you get the bag at a high level.
Plain and simple, man. Appreciate that. Let's go to the next.
Keanu said economy.
Man, the economy. That's I'll say this about the economy, because I haven't really delved into the significance of it, but economically wise, it's tough, because right now what we're experiencing, some of us are experiencing, are the rich get rich, poor get poor, right? And corporate greed being the one main key thing that I see a lot of big corporations have suffered from. Right. When it comes down to the economy. In our economy, we have a consumer-based economy here where we want to consume the most. Right. But if you have 100 trillion people wanting to consume, but you only have 100 million people that provide products, it's going to outweigh. It's going to be good, but it's not going to be great, because now you have people now in the process of wanting to start businesses, and instead of being the consumer, now being the producer. And when you get too many people producing too many products, not enough consumption, then therefore it throws the economy off again. You get what I mean? So it makes it a little tougher. Supply and demand is a real thing when it comes down to the economics. And how I'm looking at it is, economically wise, it is always best for somebody to be able to have their own business or understand a business, and learning how to diversify what you have, and having multiple things to provide you income. That's what I'm trying to work towards within myself. I mean, my schedule is so crazy where I wish I could make more money, always going live on TikTok or going live, but I haven't found a medium in there to where I can do that. Because see, I'm the type of person, I don't want to have to exploit or show me and my family doing stuff in order for me to make money on TikTok. I don't want to always have to include them in stuff. I just want to be able to provide stuff that I like, because a lot of times you're going to catch me, I'm always with my family, right? But I don't want them to have to carry on the burden. I tell people all the time, I don't want to be a celebrity. I don't want to be idolized by you. If you enjoy me and what I do and provide the value that I provide, and you want to support that, I appreciate that. But please don't make me put me on these Mount Rushmores. Don't make me a celebrity. Don't make me somebody that you revere because of, me being me. And you want to spend all your money on me. I'm not your God. I don't want to be your God. I don't want you to worship me. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of it. I'll respect you, though, for respecting me and what I do and wanting to have conversation. I respect that. I'll have a conversation with you. I'll talk to you. You want to know some stuff? You want to pick my brain? That's cool. But I don't want to be idolized, and I don't want to be a celebrity. I just want to be a regular person that has wisdom in something, and that if you find value in it, you want to get some of that. I'm more than willing to provide you with whatever you need, right? So that right there, economically wise, it's a sacrifice I'm making, because technically speaking, right now I could have three streams of income if I put me and my family on TikTok and we made all of these content and videos, right? That's me. I don't want that, and a lot of them, I don't want that either. I have children that I'm protecting at this point, because I have a lot of these children, and what I'm seeing going on that is costing the economy is that babies are blowing up, parents are getting paid for their babies and their cuteness, but now that's putting them at a target where people are going to be out. I don't want to be out while I'm over here creating content. My wife and my kids is out trying to go, have fun somewhere, go to the store, and there's 1,000 people crowding them because they just love them, right? And I have, not bragging, but I have some very, very adorable babies. They have the
100%.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And the comments that I hear from people out is, oh my, this lady in IHOP a while ago, she just literally said, I would die if I couldn't touch his hair. I didn't like that.
Right, I know that was kind of
why did you need to in a way say that, right? I don't like that. So economically wise, like, my family is sacrificing on that part because I don't want to be famous in that regards. But on the other hand, we're learning how to budget and manage things. We're learning how to live underneath a certain amount of income, right? Learning how to deal with the changes of the economy, and how we can make money with our thoughts and what we can produce, right? I have children 8 and 9 years old. They want to make a lemonade stand and an ice cream stand for the summertime. We're learning how can we do that, so they can, one, learn entrepreneurship, how to make money, and then two, understanding what the economy is when it comes down to paying taxes, putting aside money, setting up yourself for the future and things. Like, we get to teach them these certain things when it comes down to money, because we're learning them now too. But now that they're going to be able to do it from a business standpoint, and being at 8, 9 years old, those two right there, they're getting it. And then my other two, who are 2 or 3 and 2, they're gonna be watching. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to be able to do they want to be able to talk and do podcasting too, but I'm teaching them in a different way. I don't want to be famous for this stuff, right? But that's my take on the economy wise, that we're going to go through a process of learning how greed can literally disrupt, dismantle, and corrupt a lot of good stuff, good businesses that people are trying to create and ways to make money. Because I mean, yeah, money is cool, but you know, if we can barter again and do certain things, if you got something that I want, I got something that you want. Hey,
oh yeah, we're gonna do some trading involved. And I want to highlight three key points when it comes to economy. For the ones that are listening in, and if you guys can share this out, I appreciate it. Share the link out, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Three things. One, research. You want to research where the whales are going. Whale is a term for rich people. Watch what the rich people do. Watch what the rich people are investing in and replicate it. Two, safety net. Create a safety net. Me and my wife have two safety nets. We have one physical where we have a safe, you know, full of a pillow for an emergency fund. And then we have another one in a yield savings account. A yield savings account is compound interest. Albert Einstein said the sixth wonder of the world is compound interest. That's money making money. So in a year, that yield savings account goes right into what we've earned from the whole year of yielding and money making money. We take what we earn from that, whatever that pillow is in the account, and we throw it into the emergency fund. And then we continue to allocate what we still have in the account to grow more money. I research, I follow what the rails are investing in, and I replicate it. Now, there are other things that I research in that I'm interested in. Absolutely. Things that I believe in, AI, technology, gold, silver, maybe some Bitcoin or Ethereum. Digital assets. Love that. And then on top of that, purchasing land, purchasing real estate, getting into flipping homes, flipping property, investing in going into an auction, buying things foreclosure. Doing your research is going to be valuable. There's grants that are offered to you just because of the color of your skin, the nationality you are. You can be offered free money. Grants are free money that you do not have to pay back. Do your research, apply, get on the list, and keep applying yourself. Read, educate. Because right now, as the economy feels tough, me and my wife feel like we're sleeping on a pillow. And I'll tell you why. Is because we prepared ourselves for this type of roughness, for this type of economy where, you know, tariff is going up, tariff is being applied, everything is going up. Well, guess what? Me and my wife have a pillow, we have an emergency fund, and bills are paid in advance. You know what I mean? I don't play no games. I make sure I prepare the little village the way Aki mentioned. Next thing, Michelle Hall says, with everything going on with my husband, which we don't know what's going on, I want to assume it's maybe an illness, and you're taking care of him. How do I start a small business and make sure it keeps going successfully?
Go ahead, Aki.
For me, I would say this, if my wife was sick, the first thing I would do is make sure that I provide everything that I can provide her to make sure that she's always good throughout day to day. Maybe even hiring someone through the state. There's a program through the state where you can actually hire somebody and the state covers it to take care of your significant other. Go that far. So now you alleviate yourself of having to take care of your spouse physically. Somebody can oversee and watch them. And now you can focus on your time and efforts into putting in your small business. Anything that you're trying to create, the first thing you're going to want to do is establish it legally. EIN, business account, LLC, run it up. Anything that you've earned throughout your 9 to 5, pay yourself, stack it up, create a pillow. That's the investment that's going to go into the business. I'll give you an idea. I had $5,000 saved up 2 years ago. My wife had no idea. Didn't even tell her. I should have communicated with her and told her. I told her after the fact. But I had $5,000 saved up. I took that $5,000. I started Unified Media Productions LLC, which turned into Unified Media Podcast, which turned into Unified Media Agency. I invested that $5,000 into my business, and now it's potentially can be a 6-figure earning business. And that's because I made sure that I saved everything from my 9 to 5s, everything that I had to do to invest into the business, and then I focused on making sure that the foundation was good before I took on the business head on. You got to make sure that your family's good, foundation's good, things are afloat. Will it be tough the first 2 years? Absolutely. First year, typically you don't make no money. And what I mean by that is you typically make less than, I would probably say, you will earn in your first business 20 to 30,000. You would make the minimum, right? But after that, you can double up on it after learning what it is that you failed on, and then you just market yourself differently. Like we said previously, depending on your value, depending on what you're providing, depends on the bag that you'll be receiving. And I even tell, and I know Aki can contest to this. Aki, 4 seasons in, we open up with season 4. We had as high as 16 people in the room today. You know why? Because people were looking forward to it. We had 3 seasons previously. We've been repurposing the content from the other episodes, from the other seasons. People have been digesting it, and now they wanted to digest it in real time.
Hey, and we appreciate everybody, but see, it's all about setting that foundation, like you said, Aki. It's all about preparing ourselves with that, like, you know, letting people know that, hey, we got a show coming up, or we want to be talking here. This is your opportunity to come check out some of the information. You enjoyed the information from this small 30-second clip. Come and check it out live now. Come ask your questions. Come get in live with us. Maybe even, you know, set it up to where you can come on live with us. Like if you got a business or you got something that you want to promote, we give the opportunity for you all to come on and promote yourself, speak about your business, give your perspective, what you've been through, what you've gone through, some insights, tips, and tricks on what has helped you become successful, what has made you fail, how you pivoted from that one because it didn't go well. You know, all of these different aspects in different ways, you know, but in order to make a business successful or keep a business successful, you always have to invest in the business. So whatever your business is, you always want to invest and make sure you have the best of everything. But it's all about planning too, knowing where you're going, right? Trying to get out there and just run around in a free field and you don't know where you're going. Yeah, that's cool, because you're gonna run into a lot of things that you probably never seen before or never understood. And there's a lot of opportunity to learn. But when you don't have a full plan on what you're going to do or how you're trying to get to this location, it's going to be a little bit more tough. You know, everything comes with a sacrifice. Sacrifice is one of the main key things that you have to be able to be comfortable with, right? It's hard. Children, in a sense, they don't understand sacrifice. A child does not understand sacrifice to a certain extent, right? You have to teach them that. And so what I mean by that is, you know, when it comes down to creating a business, if you have children, you know, you try to learn how to incorporate them in the business. So therefore it can become successful because you're pouring into them, right? They can help provide you with different perspectives on it. Or you're dealing with whatever your business is, you want to always make sure you try to have the best quality of products, try to provide the best information, try to get the best of the best that you can, because that'll help someone see the value and then want to provide more value or give value to it as well, right? You know, JR with TikTok, man, I've been watching this dude provide and give people valuable things off of his TikTok and watching him grow. Like you said, his TikTok is on the way, the agency is on the way to making 6 figures, you know what I'm saying, because of the amount of work that he's put in. I've seen this man sacrifice different ways, different things. You know, some people in the household don't see what he see. He's trying to tell them this is what we're trying to do. Yeah, it may not look like this, like all these different things. Sometimes, you know, your spouse or whoever, they don't understand what you're trying to do until it starts happening. But that's required in order for you to become successful, is having the vision, setting the goals, planning it out,
and sticking to it.
Sticking to it. It's really about,
even when you fail, you got to stick to it, Aki. Man. Even when you fail, you got to stick.
Look, we're 4 seasons in. I can't tell you how much stuff that has gone on and transitioned within these 4 seasons of us making it. And remember, this is Unified Media's Dropping Gems podcast. We have another podcast that we do where we do music reviews. So, and not only do we have 4 seasons of Center Stage, we have 4 seasons of a Unified Media podcast. So we have initially 8
seasons, over 100 episodes. over 100
episodes for each season. So
Yeah.
that tells you right there we have a lot of content in the business. We're still not making millions of dollars.
Yeah,
We don't have thousands, 100,000s of people watching our content every day.
We do this for free. We do this for free.
Yeah, we're doing this for free out of the love that we have, knowing though that in a business perspective, right, we're providing great, valuable information that hones into us or whoever is viewing in, right, that can come back in years down the line, come see back later. Oh, damn, you were doing that, right? So let's say right now I'm in school to be a music editor, audio engineer, right? I'm in school doing all of that, right? They find out wherever, if I go work for a company or I'm just freelancing and doing it on my own, certain people start finding me on YouTube doing podcasting. They're going to already see, oh, you already have a resume in how to do podcasting or how to talk, how to speak in front of people. Okay, can I have you come and speak in front of 10,000 people next time? Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that could be a thing. And at that point, that's when you charge.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm
that's saying? When you charge.
And then I'll be able to get a bag from that because somebody has seen me do the work. Like we put the reps in when it comes down to this. Yeah. We're putting the 10,000 hours in when it comes to us doing this and speaking the way we've been speaking. And that's why I appreciate a lot of people and I appreciate this whole little opportunity, and I don't give up on it and I stay loyal to it, because at the end of the day, the goal is not here to be trying to make trillions of dollars off of this. The goal here is to be able to see for people to see the value that we carry and the value that we're providing to others when it comes down to our perspective, the information we've studied and gathered, and our experiences that we've been through, right? Is that the whole thing is about giving you something to consider and take and use that is valuable or worth value, and then going to go see you grow from there, sprout from there. It's like planting seeds, right? We're planting different seeds for many trees, and we're just waiting for the trees to continue to grow by, giving them water every day and sunlight. That's pretty much what we're doing here. And, appreciate all of you all for the questions and asking these questions, because, this helps us out. This helps us not stick to just our experience only, but it also helps us give different perspectives and what other people are going through. Maybe I don't know what it's like. I necessarily haven't started a business. I have, but I haven't started a business, and I couldn't tell you how to fully be successful in a business because I haven't really had a successful business. Because again, on paper wise, I've started one, but I didn't know what I was doing. And somebody just told me, go do this. And they help me set it up, but then didn't help me navigate. And because at the time I was still kind of figuring out what I wanted out of life, I didn't put too much effort into it. It's still there, but it's not as successful as it could have been within the last 5 years. You get what I mean? But I'm not giving up on that. And I've learned now, working with a successful business person, JR, I see as a successful businessman because he's had multiple successes within the things that he has done. I've watched it, seen it, and I've been a part of it, witnessed it. So therefore I can speak to that, right? Now, when it comes down to me doing something and being a business partner with him, now, if I do start my own, or I have another one on the side, or revamp the one that I have, I know what it's going to take to be successful in it. Right now, I'm not afraid of what it is. I know what type of questions to ask. I know where to go get information from. I know who to start speaking to. Right. Because that's the key thing. And in a way, JR is like a mentor for me when it comes down to business, but he's more of a mentor when it comes down to marketing and advertising, because he's very, very, very great at that.
Appreciate you, Aki. Before we get into the next question, we're going to take a quick intermission, and I'm going to play a video for about a good 5 minutes. I want you guys to take some notes. This is how to start your first online business, the Alex Hormozi story. Check this out, guys.
Let's go.
Hey, this is Russell Brunson, and in a couple of days, I am doing a crazy, exciting, fun, unique event called the
This is exactly what I did to make my first $10,000 online. And I'm gonna walk you through how I got my first 10 customers, what I did right, what I did wrong, so that you can copy me. So I had always been into fitness. From the time I was 13, 14 years old, I was already lifting weights and was really into it in college, was the vice president of the powerlifting team. And then I had my consulting job. And I talked about fitness all day long. I read articles all day. And so much so that the people I worked with were like, dude, if you don't get into fitness, we'll front you the money to do this because you don't stop talking about it. And so I annoyed enough people around me that I was like, okay, maybe I am going to do this. And so that's what created the Free Training Project. And so the idea was I would ask people to donate $500 to $1,000 to the charity of their choice. And in exchange, I would train them for 3 months for free. It was free because they didn't pay me, but they still had to donate to something they cared about. But the thing that really made it click for me, where I was like, I'm going to do something here, is that there was this lady at my gym named Sandy Smith, and she saw me working out, and I was on the powerlifting team in my local area, and I was competing, and I had other guys who were competing there too. And it was clear that we knew we were doing something well. So she asked me, because I looked the least intimidating, because I was the most jacked. That's why I looked the least intimidating. She said, hey, can you help me with my food? And I was like, sure. And she said, well, meet me at a pizza shop and you can talk to me about my food, which is just hilarious. I meet her at the pizza shop and we talk for like an hour and a half about, it's like, hey, try buy these things instead of that, maybe get more protein in. This is the stuff that I like. I walk through everything. And I was happy to do it because I just like talking about fitness stuff. And at the end of the conversation, she reaches down to her purse and she puts her purse on the table, and then she reaches in and she grabs her checkbook and she writes $100 check to me. And the check was literally this big. It was a clown check. And I was like, why are you a clown? Why am I a clown? Is this a joke to you? Is this my passion? Something that means nothing? No, I'm kidding. None of that was true. But she wrote me a check for $100 and she was like, thanks so much. And she slid it across the table and she gave it to me. And then she walked out and I remember being like, holy shit, I can make money doing this? I was like, that's pretty cool. And so that was like the light bulb moment for me to say like, I'm gonna actually go from this is a passion to I wanna make this something I make profit from. So there's 4 stages that I went through in order to get to my first 10 customers. So the first stage I started with was homies. Reach out to the people who know you and like you. And so for me, honestly, all I did was I took out this amazing piece of technology, which is my phone. And then I looked through my contacts, leads, reached out to a handful of my friends, and I got about 6 of them ish to say, yes, I will let you train me for free because we're friends and you need before and after pictures. And that's pretty much all I did. It wasn't really that hard because people knew that I loved fitness and I just said, I'll help you for free and be a homie. And they said, sure. And so the reason I started with homies specifically was because I needed before and afters. I needed testimonials. I needed results because I figured if anybody was like me, they would think, well, sure, maybe you say that you can do that, but why should I believe you? And so I solved really over the top. And this habit, maybe I lucked into it the first time, but I have done it with every single business I have ever started, which is get proof before anything. Like if you have 100 pieces of proof and a terrible offer versus an amazing offer and no proof, the guy with 100 pieces of proof is going to win. You don't even need that many pieces of proof for people to believe you. You need proof that is similar enough to them that they will believe that what you did for that person will also work for them. And so the testimonials that I had one guy who lost 50 pounds. I had a girl who lost 50 pounds. I had a guy did like a recomposition. He stayed the same weight, but like looked crazy different afterwards. And so that kind of like covered a handful of different avatars for me later. Now that wasn't on purpose. That just kind of worked out to who responded to me and they all had different goals, but it worked to show that I knew what I was doing. After I had my homies, this took me like 6 months. So mind you, it's like, I will take 3 minutes in this video to explain it, but it was 6 months of my life. And if you're like, man, I want to get rich in 6 seconds, that's amazing. Wait for stage 4, because I'll tell you what I would have done differently to make this happen faster. But the second step I did was I asked them for referrals. Referrals are the most important type of marketing for a variety of reasons. Number one, referrals are free. And so if you are poor, great place to start. Number 2, referrals have higher likelihoods of buying at higher prices. So that means these leads are worth more than every other type of lead because they have a higher conversion rate and at higher prices, which is banger. Third reason that they're also more valuable leads is that people who come from referral are also more likely to refer. And so the way that you come in is the more likely way that you will get somebody else to come in. For all those reasons, referrals are sweet. The big picture reason that referrals are so important when you're starting is that if you're not getting any, it means you're not that good. And so you don't want to let more people know you suck. So instead, you want to let as few people know that you suck until eventually people find out about how good you are, which is the right thing. Then you can pour gas on the fire and do all the other ways of advertising. And so for those of you who are starting out, who are really just at the very beginning here, then I want to give you what I wish I knew. And believe it or not, we're actually running this as a little experiment inside of school right now, and the results are astounding. I'm not going to share the stats yet, but they're really, really good. We took the rule of 100 for warm outreach, and we've actually kind of like broken it down into something, a 3-step process that's really tactical. They're calling it the rule of 300. And if you don't know what the rule of 100 is, which I talk about in my $100 million leads book, it's the fundamental process of applying 100 repetitions to any of these things. So 100 warm outreaches means you reach out to people who know you. Mind you, it doesn't have to be your homies. Like you probably have 300, friends on Facebook and 500 followers on Instagram or whatever, all, 300 people inside of your cell phone. Like those are all the people you know. You reach out one-on-one to 100 plus cold prospects, people who don't know you. You spend 100 minutes making content, and then you post that content. To be clear, you don't just spend 100 minutes making content and do nothing. You post it. And then finally, you can spend $100 a day on ads at minimum. All right, that's how you get started. And obviously, you can spend more on ads, but you should spend at least 100 minutes making the ads, researching, looking at hooks, recording, etc. But if you do that every single day, you will get customers because you will let people know that you exist. Now, the rule of 300, it's really just taking the rule of 100 for warm outreach and breaking it down into 3 steps. So I'll break down all 3 for you right now. So number 1 is you post content. Just make a post. All right, one piece on one platform. Very simple. All right, you don't need to overcomplicate this. After you make the post, you do 100 comments. All right, this is really big. Now, the comments, my recommendation is you do it inside of a group or community. Now, the reason that we do it inside of a group is that 1, it's going to be a pool of all of your ideal customers. And the goal of the comments is to make the best comment. All right, so if you look at all the comments that are on someone, when you make it as a comment inside of a group, there's 2 benefits that you might not have thought of. 1 is that inside of a group, you're not competing against everyone. You're now just competing against everyone inside the group. Secondarily, you're not competing against everyone even inside the group. You're competing against everyone in the comments. And so it makes you look like you're super good, even though you're just this much better because you actually took a minute to make a comment rather than just like cool stuff or awesome, right? That's not going to do it. You have to put out a thoughtful response to each post. Now, the posts that you do, you should just use them as prompts. So it should be a lot easier for you to come up with comments than to come up with content. All right, so that's the second step. Now, the third step is that we now basically apply the rule of 100 to our new warm list. You're like, what's the new warm list? So this is it's like lukewarm. It's like right between cold and warm. And so what it is everyone who liked your post, anyone who commented on your post.
Need a UGC video for your business? Find me and many other skilled creators on Fiverr. Or you could.
And anyone who liked any of your comments, now this is going to be a pretty big one, or replied to your comment. All right, so that basically gives you 4 different sources to find the leads that you do your one-on-one outreach. So this should hopefully solve the big, like, who do I reach out? These people. And the reason we did this, and this is key, the reason that we go after these 4 people is because these 4 categories have all done one thing which changes them from strangers. They have taken an action. They've indicated interest. And so the point of advertising, which I define in the leads book, is to go from an unengaged lead, which is just a person you can contact, to an engaged lead, which is a person you can contact who has shown interest in the stuff that you sell, or at least has shown interest in you. With that, this sounds really minor, but it's huge. You can then begin the conversation by saying, hey, saw you, liked my content. What about it drew you in? Or like, what made you do that? Or, oh, that was so cool of you, whatever. Hey, I saw you commented, or thanks for that comment, and question, right? Don't just say thanks for the comment. That's not going to start a conversation. Ask a question. What made you do that? Are you looking to get in shape, clean your house, get organized, whatever the thing your content was about? Hey, I saw that you liked my comment. Are you looking to? Right? And so anybody who's following the type of content that you're commenting on, by the way, comment on, like if you're selling dog stuff, comment on dog stuff. Don't comment on, crypto make money stuff and try and find dog people. Now, then again, who knows? But if I'm going to pick where I'm going to make my comments, I'm going to target posts that already have the types of people that I want to sell to commenting and posting on it. All right. And then finally, people who reply to your comment are going to probably be some of the warmest leads because they've already read the thing, took the time they already basically messaged you in a way by replying to your comment. So this, if you think about this, is like, we only need 100. If you make a post and you get 25 likes. It's like, boom, there's my first 25 reach outs. Then I've got people who commented. Maybe I've got 3 or 4 comments. Okay, there's another 3 or 4. Then I make my 100. Remember here? So let's link these up. So these 2 go to this, and then these 2 go to this one. Let's see if I can cross the chasm here. There. So if you then do 100 comments, you're going to at least get 100 likes or responses. Because if you actually take that much time, the person who made the post on will likely take the time to like your comment, because they want to encourage other people to leave long, thoughtful comments like that. This is one-on-one lead gen for you not having any audience. So it's gone. Like, you have no more excuse. This works. And the results that we're getting are fucking awesome, which I'm really.
That boy has a lot of gems. That's Alex Hormozi, somebody that I look up to not only for business but fitness in general. And he is a lead generating monster. And it's just as simple as following up. It reminds me of kind of like of what I've cultivated on TT, right? If I go live for 2 hours, and then after the 2 hours, I say, hey guys, I'm going on Discord for about 15, 20 minutes. So that way we can reiterate what we did here, go over our goals, what we plan on doing for the week, checking up on each other. I'm following up with the leads that are in my live stream by not only responding and engaging with them, but now throwing a hook and saying, now we're going to go to Discord and we're going to have a full-blown conversation. And then in that conversation, I'm letting them know, what are my goals? What are your goals? What do we have to do to get there? What am I have to do to get there? And it's just a back and forth interaction. And then once the common ground is cemented and everybody's on the same page, that's when you start to see some results.
Man, Aki, and I definitely, he's definitely not wrong about that. Is because like what I found was when I'm on my photography page on Instagram, and I'm scrolling through other photographers and stuff, and I comment on it. Hey, this post was pretty dope, or this picture you took, how many did you take it? What frames per second you like? I'm asking questions in the language that they understand. Sometimes 9 times out of 10 that the author, you can see the author likes the comment, right? Mm-hmm. The potential of the author doing that can now pin your comment to the top of the comments. So when other people see that content and may have had that type of question or wanted to know that, now they can go to your comment and go see the answer, right? I've had it to where I've liked a post, and the person who created the post, like a gym, like a fitness thing, right? I've commented on there, on a fitness performers or fitness guys page. They inboxed me and said, hey, I seen you like my comment, boom, boom, boom. What about it did you like? Are you looking to get into fitness? Are you looking to, start your fitness journey? That was inboxed to me, right? Like, so going back to what he's saying, when it comes down to the lead, that I was one of the potential leads for him and his business, where he could have got me started. One, I could have got information more about fitness and nutrition, and 2, a small created or crafted guide on what I could do to help me with my fitness goals and stuff like that. So that, those things definitely do work, because it was engaging, right? I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting to get told that, and the call to action, I didn't even read the description of the post. It was a post that I resonated with and commented on, and that was the result of it. Again, I didn't even see, hey, comment this if you want to learn more. Like, I didn't even pay attention to none of that, to be honest. I just did what I felt like doing in the moment, which was commenting and giving my 2 cents into it, and that was the result of it.
We can even go far as back as how our path came across. Think about this, Aki. We'll do it in physical terms. Yeah. You saw something physical. Yep. You went, you interacted with the physicality, yep. And you said, yo, I want to know who the fuck that is on the billboard. You went on Instagram, Facebook, shared it out, dropped a comment on my post. I interacted with you. You interacted back. and then it led to a full-blown conversation. We fast forward and look where we're at today.
2 years later,
You know what I'm saying? And if we would have never interacted and never followed through on any of those interactions, Unified Media wouldn't even exist.
Nah, that's fast.
You see what I'm saying? You see how that shit comes around full circle?
Bro, it can you just
Lead generation. Lead generation.
Man, that's it. That was it. And like he said, like he got a lot of content to post. Now me, I can post content on my TikTok. Like I'm gonna be going live on mine too. But again, I think I'll have a better chance of doing that now that I'm going to a bigger space. And you know what I'm saying? Because I want people to focus on me. I know my family is still the show. I'm not jealous of my family. I'm not jealous of my babies or anything like that. I just know if I'm trying to create content for myself, doing music or doing, me just practicing, me practicing the stuff that I'm learning in school, my family is still the show, right? They'll be wanting to come on and pay attention to my babies, how cute they are, adorable they are, the silly stuff that they're doing and stuff like that, and won't be paying attention to what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So I have to consider that. And again, I have no jealous bone in my body for that. I know they're adorable and cute, and I know that they're inquisitive. So, it'll help. It's a show in itself, right? But that's not what I'm looking for me. So I'm not going to be doing that fully, you know what I mean? But it works, like stuff like that works. And right now, I think because we're in a time too where everybody wants to be able to express themselves. We're getting to a place where a lot of online has become therapeutic for a lot of us, right?
Oh yeah,
podcast, as we're sharing stuff. Now, I don't agree with some of the people who have been sharing things, the personal things about their lives and things that I feel that they shouldn't say on the internet. But I love that people are speaking like that. They're talking, right? They're communicating with each other, right? We're definitely being social. I like a lot of the podcasts that I have in the physical, where you have 4 or 5 people in one room talking, having those conversations, right? And then sharing it with the internet. These are different things that makes lead generation or generating leads and makes it feel social again, even though we can be online and in person. It's like there's a great balance, and I feel like we don't always have to be able to share physically the space, because a lot of us are comfortable with where we're at. And like you said, me and you, we live in 2 different states. We're in 2 different time zones. We're literally doing this show though.
Yeah, you know what I've realized too, Aki, is there's what was the label that Dizzy Wright and Hobson was in? Funk Volume, right?
Yeah,
now, Funk Volume's co-owner, Dame, right? His podcast material is just like this. It be him, Shorty, and the other dude.
Yeah,
in 3 boxes, 3 different states, 3 different time zones, and they're making it work, and people are consuming it. That's when I knew. Like, obviously, we want to have a physical space where me and you can really get busy. But this will do for now. We've been doing it for the last 4 seasons, right? Yeah. 2 different podcasts, and it goes back to the material that's being provided. You know what I mean? The setup is the setup. It's the material that people are going to resonate with. And going to the next question, Aki, how do you read the room?
Honestly, that's a good question, because a lot of times I walk into a room and everybody reads them. I'll put it to you like that. Whenever I walk into a room,
I'm being read.
I'm the one being read, bro. I'm the one being read. I don't even be reading the room. I'm the one being read, and everybody adjusts accordingly. Honestly, my wife tells me that.
I'll be feeling that too. Aki, you ever walk into the room and everybody goes like this?
They all stare at you. They all look at you. And that's when I know. That's how I know. Like me, and I say this in the most humbling way possible. That's how I know my energy. I'm one of is real, and I'm one of them chosen, because there's no way that I can just walk into a room and people are fixating themselves. They're fixing them. They're adjusting themselves, right? They're adjusting themselves to how, like, oh, wait, hold on. He walked in. Who is this person? Like, I'll walk into rooms, whether that be a grocery store, a classroom, my office, at work, the booth, you know, anywhere I go, man, anywhere I sometimes it's hard for me to even read anybody else because I don't have to read you. You're gonna show me you.
Right.
You speak so loud, y'all gotta read me and expose yourself.
Right.
You just expose yourself. If I walk into a room and the moment I walk in and everything, and I can see that everybody has adjusted and changed. Somebody's starting to get real loud, or somebody's starting to get real quiet. They don't want to talk. Everybody's looking. Everybody's kind of nervous, or whatever the case may be. You just let me know what this, like, you just let me know that I'm about to be the biggest person in the room, but I'm gonna be the smallest. I'm the smallest person that y'all didn't expect, right? Because it's like I didn't have to say nothing. Y'all started talking. You started adjusting yourself. You started moving. You started making it weird. I ain't make nothing weird at all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
gonna give you an example, Aki. I was invited. So my wife invited me to her employee outing. We went to a Japanese restaurant.
Ooh,
and
is cool too, right?
Japanese restaurant, right? Hibachi, right? So they cooking in front of us and all that. So the first interaction is we walk into the restaurant and everybody's not even seated yet. They're in a little section waiting for everybody to gather up, and then we're all gonna go to our seats. I promised my wife that I wasn't going to break the ice, but that's who I am. So I'm sitting there and we're waiting for like the food to get cooked. So I start making I make the attempt to start making the first set of jokes to people that I don't even know to break the ice. And what I realized, the minute I set the tone and broke the ice and read the room when it was quiet, everybody got involved in it.
Of course.
And it was almost like a sponge effect. And everybody started interacting with each other, getting more comfortable, talking, sipping, drinking. Everybody forgot about the hibachi food until dinner was ready. And that's what I like to do. So I simply read the room and I'm going to be myself. And what I like about my wife that she does well is that if I throw the alley-oop, she catches it and dunks it because she kept the energy going.
See, that's how me and wifey work. So a lot of times that's where I was at a birthday party, right? I'm at a friend's birthday party, and these is Dopamine Media. These are friends that I used that
effort.
That shot the effort video, right?
Yeah.
I'm in their place of abode, and as soon as I walk in, man, me and Wan Wan, it's always like that. When you get me and Wan Wan together, bro, we.
Is it safe to say that Wan kind of pulls it out of you?
It depends.
It depends.
It depends. A lot of times, though, a lot of times he takes on your approach, a joke to break all of the ice and everybody get comfortable. Because a lot of times, what I've noticed is, you know, whenever we go anywhere or whenever we go, like when we was there, you know, we're the only one colored folk there in the sense right. Are of the Caucasian background, and different parts too. Different. They're not just white American,
right?
Different parts, right? But we instantly became like whoa, like we stopped the room first. Everybody stopped and was like, yo, who is these dudes must be, they got to be, they're black, one, so we got to be careful, and two, like, you know what I'm saying, like they look too cool, right? You know what I'm saying, like they look too cool. And I came in with my camera already, so I came in, hey, what's up everybody, you know, we came in speaking already, and then they started introducing us to people, but we automatically came in, you know, speaking, hey, with a smile, everything, right? So we kind of already changed the energy of the room because they were all comfortable, cool, doing their thing, but it was boring. We came in and it heightened and hyped everything up. And then Andrew and Teresa, they were even more excited because we ain't seen them in about a year or so. So they just trying to, you know, saying they're excited that we came. And we changed the whole room and immediately just, hey, what's up? My name is this and this and that. They see my camera. They was like, oh yeah, I hope you don't mind if I'm taking pictures. This is just what this is my thing. Oh no, you're fine. I was taking pictures of everybody. And I can tell that they were trying to read us, but they just couldn't they just couldn't figure us out, but they knew we were cool enough to be cool, right? And then everybody started getting super comfortable and relaxed, started talking, started yelling. One of the dudes, he was a jokester, he immediately started doing his little joking stuff and laughing and things like that, right? But I could tell, like, you know, like, oh, we walk into the room, everybody had to fix themselves because they like, oh shit, because we don't care, we carry, I'll say this.
Do you think that, are you saying that because you guys set the energy of the room, people had to adjust to your energy?
Yes, because our energy is that strong, bro. Like everybody has to adjust, and our energy doesn't say you can't be yourself. It's just what happens is I'm myself so much, and I carry myself in that regards that if you feel like you can't be yourself, or you feel like you can't, you doing some, you know, something that is deemed as stupidity or stupid, you won't be able to do that. You'll feel embarrassed. Like I feel like me and my family,
you would embarrass yourself if you tried.
Embarrass yourself. You
yeah.
know, so you're gonna don't try to embarrass yourself, because I don't do no stupid stuff. Be cool, be cordial, be cool. You know what I'm saying? Calm. Don't try to be racist all the way too quick. Don't try to throw, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to fit in.
Don't get too political too quick.
Don't do all of that. And our energy reads that, bro. So people adjust themselves to that. And I'm not saying that that's bad or good, but what I'm saying is that if my energy is that strong it makes you have to sit up. Now you can't be yourself. Then that just means that what you do is not accepting for everybody, and you only get away with it with those who just allow you to do that. What I don't realize is me and my brother don't judge nobody. That's what makes us so powerful. We're not judging you for your stupidity or idiotic stuff. Is you fix yourself, you adjust yourself, and try to not to embarrass yourself, because you want to be our friends. You want to be you want to be around us. You get what I mean? And again, I say that in the most humbling way, because I'm not out here trying to make you be something or fix it. I'm nobody better.
You know how I know you're hitting the nail in the coffin? Hey. You're hitting it right on the net, because remember the first couple interactions we were having in UMG, where it's like, everything was cool, calm, and collective until me and old boy got into it. But then nobody had a problem with y'all, and everybody was wondering, yo, you know, am I still cool with y'all? Like, is everything still good? You know, you and your brother carry yourselves in a way it's like, yeah, I'm cool with JR. I don't got a problem with you. But now that JR mentioned this, I'm just paying more attention now. Like, I just, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna be your friend. I'm not gonna say we not cool. I just got you at arm's reach now, because if you had that interaction with JR, why wouldn't you have that interaction with me?
Aki, and that's all the time. All the time. It's crazy. People want to make sure that they be cool with us. It's like, bro, you just literally was being disrespectful to this man, and we all in here joking, and you took it too far, too serious, and now you exposing yourself, and now you trying to switch. Now you trying to make sure you ain't got no beef with me, because you already see I'm comfortable with JR. Wan's comfortable with JR. We all carry the same type of energy, but because you got into it directly with him, you want to make sure you don't ruin it with me. Like, and it's just like, bro, you think about, let's do something different. Like, let's not be that way. And as you know, it's still the same to this day. There's still, you know, nobody has ever sat there and not tried to, you know, turn me against you in a way. But I can see that if they had the slightest opportunity to, they would have. They would have.
And I deal with that on a daily on TT, Aki, that, you know, I'll have these interactions with these people. That's why my wife at this point, my wife is my backbone, where she'll be in my ear and be like, yo, fuck everybody. Don't trust nobody, right? Type of deal, right? Because the interactions that I'm having with these people is like, have you ever taken care of people, Aki, in your first set of interactions for like a whole month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6, whatever it is, and then all of a sudden they praise you, they love you, they support you, but then the minute something goes wrong that don't resonate with them, 2 weeks later they talking bad about you.
Oh man,
and it's like, how can you do that? Like, if me and you have a fallout, Aki, I'm not gonna go to the next person and be like, me and I got to work. Fuck everything about him I didn't like. I'm not gonna do that. If anything, I'm gonna sit back and reflect and be like, what can I do to fix what happened? Because I care and I love him too much. Yeah. I'm not gonna go to X, Y, and Z and be like, yo, because of that interaction, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And people do that every single time.
I have too many DMs that have
that. It's so hypocritical. Like people are fucking. It don't make sense to me. You can't do that. I can't praise you every single day, every single time I can't praise you. And then the minute me and you have a fallout, I'm like, I'm like, nah, man.
You start talking about all of the stuff you had already had a problem with, never confronted me about it that you had a problem with it. Right. And now you're starting to talk about me behind my back because we had this one disagreement, and now everything.
And that's how you truly felt about me. That's how they truly felt.
Yeah, exactly, man, bro. Yeah, I know, Aki. Trust
me. Yeah, man.
In the Unified Media, they tried it. They say it was a few people that really tried and come in there, man. I don't like that dude JR because he did. JR never did that to me, bro. So I'm sorry that y'all had that fallout. I don't know what that feel like.
That wasn't my experience. That wasn't my experience. Figure that out with JR.
Yeah, exactly.
If somebody came to me and be like, yo, I don't like Aki, I don't like ONC Under One, I'd be like, why are you telling me this? That's not for you to tell me. You go tell my brother right now that you don't like him. And if he might already know you don't like him, he just waited for you to tell
him. Man, 9 times out of 10, that's the honestly true. That's the honest truth. A lot of times I'm gonna know you're not gonna like me, or I'm gonna know you have an issue with me because again. Those people those ones who have that strong, real energy, real people with real souls, real trying to be really transparent, or that want to be real with people, their energy speaks so much higher, louder, and stronger than anything they could even open their mouth up to say. I can literally walk into a room and not say nothing at all. And again, there's people that want to come telling me their personal business. There's people that want to come telling me about this. There's people who want to try to come save me. Hey, don't go talking to this person, or be careful around this person. I get so much information. I'm drained by the end of the night, or by whatever time I'm doing. I'm drained because I've had so many of these people come and try to take this energy away from me. And I ain't said nothing. I ain't said nothing much. And they waiting for me to talk. Like, why you ain't saying nothing? That's an issue.
Let me ask you a question, Aki. We talked about friendship. We talked about loyalty. We talked about respect. Let's flip it real quick to play devil's advocate. What would it take? What experience? What situation would it take for someone to be in your life who was once a friend, but then they turned the tide on you, and you had to cut them off? What would have to be the severity of that situation to be like, you cut off? I can't fuck with you.
Ooh, family and really just trying to snake me, man. I really don't like people who try to play friend in my face and talk behind my back. When I find out you didn't have enough courage, or even if you didn't understand it, you just didn't have enough to come and say something or speak to me about it, right? I don't deal too much with people who can't tell me about myself, or who don't, let me make myself hold myself accountable. You're not telling me, hey, it's not cool. Like, I've had so many people who are like that. Family and friends that
so you had family that everything seems all cool, we kumbaya, and then you find out they talking shit about you
all the time. I got family who talk shit about me indirectly in group chat.
Oh dear. Yeah, I can't do it, Aki. You got listen. If I catch it indirectly, I'm the type that I'm gonna send a message and I'm gonna be like, yo, what's good?
No, it's see, everybody see when it comes down to me, I'll put it to you like this. I'm an intellect, right? I'm an air sign. I utilize that because I understand it now. I'm a person that I can see something I won't say nothing at all. I'm gonna let whatever transpire.
Let it run. Let it run. Let it run.
We noted it, right?
Mm.
When I'm able to respond, or when it's time for me to respond, I'm gonna respond in a way where it's going to be the same. It's going to be directly indirected towards you. So I'm gonna speak it in an indirect way, but it will be keywords in there that's directed towards the person. So therefore, it's like I play the game you play. If you want to play the game,
it's almost like there has to be you have a time and place for it.
Yes.
There's a time and there's a place for it. So I'm gonna play you the way you playing yourself.
That's it.
That's
because
it.
If you felt you needed to do that to me, then I'm going to play that role with you and play. And then because what essentially happened is, if you felt you can play me in that manner, I'm gonna play that same game towards you and see how you feel. And then when you confront me about it, then I'm gonna be like, well, this is what you did.
Oh,
I thought this is how we was playing. I thought this is what we was doing. I can get a little petty like that. You get what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes it depending on what it is. You didn't have to do all of that. You didn't have to do all of that. You didn't have to go extra and be like. I had a boss. Not even a boss. I had this guy I was working for, his company, right? The dress code requirement was for me to have on shoes, black shoes or all black shoes. It didn't specify if that had to be boots or not, right? So I'm in there, I collect my check, I'm getting it. He comes walking like, what's up, man? Who are you? I said, yeah, my name is Demond. And it was like, oh, where's your black boots at? And I looked down, I was like, I have on black shoes, bro. I thought we could have on black shoes. Let me see. And he looked down, he's like, no, you can't have those on. That's not all black. And I had a little clear strip on them. It was just a clear strip. It wasn't like you could, there was an extra color. It was clear, like a clear strip. No, you have to wear boots. And then the way he was looking like, yeah, you got to wear boots. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll have on boots the next time, bro. But I thought we all no. Where's your boots? Put on your. You ain't even like say, hey, I'm such and such. I just knew who you was automatically. And then after you got done telling me that, like you did something, you go looking over there like, yeah, I just did that. I said, oh, that's the game you want to play. All right, cool. That's the game you want to play. Perfect. Why I had on boots the next day. Came and said, hey, is my boots good? Is these good? These all black. They're size 12. Are they okay? They good? Do I need to get some different ones, or am I supposed to have steel toe on or no steel toe? Like I got petty like that, and he just looked at me, and then he went to go tell my boss, my supervisor, at that time, like, hey, why he like tried to tell me about like, hey, I can't be talking to him like that.
The fuck out of here, bro. You lucky I take this size 12 boo and stick it up your candy ass.
And I don't even work for the company no more. What was even more funny. It was just like you're a Muslim company, right? You're doing security, but your faith is in Muslim, and you thinking just because I'm a Black American, you don't know who I am, bro. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm your cousin. I'm the ruler over your whole country. So the way you connecting and show me who you truly are, let me know what type of person and company I'm working for. You're crafty. You know what I'm saying? A crafty, wicked place. I left that company, bro. And the moment I left that company, they went scrambling and scraping, trying to figure some stuff out. People suing them left and right. Crazy. You was talking to the person that could bless you.
It really be like that. Like I remember working at a car dealership, right? And it was down here. I was working at a car dealership, and I remember this one prick in the manager position who was always riding down my throat about my work, right? And I sold cars, like I made money for them. And it so happened that he was deriding me so bad, bro, that I ended up checking him where I was like, yo, we could go outside right now and we could take care of this. Like the minute you let me go, I'm knocking the boots off of you right here outside. I don't give a shit. So that's why he let me go. And then what I came to find out was that he gets fired 2 months after that for sexually harassing a female.
See?
Wicked.
Man, but that's how it be.
And they be trying to flex their position. And they be the first ones to be wicked, bro.
That's why that man, look, I was watching this this thing yesterday. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was a video of an officer who was on his way in to go clock in for duty. He was a black officer. White officer pulls him over, tells him, asks him some for stuff. He tells him, "Hey, I'm an officer. I work at this district in this unit. I'm on my way to work. I don't have my driver's license or anything like that on me, right? Because he has that. It's over at his things. Can I get a courtesy?" White cop overexerted his power, made him get out of the car. Black person compliant, black officer compliant to everything. But the white officer approached him, put his hands on him. So the black officer, pushed him back off. And then the white officer reached for his gun and was about to pull his gun out, right? And so the black officer's chief and commander end up finding out, like, oh, he got pulled over, he in jail for this and this. Wait, why is he being arrested? Oh, so he goes and speaks to that white officer that did that, and he told him, he said, "Hey, when you have a great power like that, it can be a burdensome. It can be burdensome because you're wielding a lot of power in there, and you over what do you say? I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly word for word, but it was basically like you abusing your power, and you abused your power a little bit too much because you didn't know who you was dealing with." Told him, like, "Hey, are you trying to do that? Are you trying to tell me I'm doing something? Yeah, I'm telling you what you did was overexert your power, and you did something because there was no reason for you to escalate this situation." So what ended up happening was that same white officer who had treated that black man like that,
right?
Him and his wife went out, and they went to have a couple of drinks. The black officer and his chief, the chief and commander that he was rolling with, went, and they found out that that's what was happening. And so now the black officer had the opportunity to stop him and told him, "Hey, can I have you step out of the car, sir, and blow into this thing," right? They was giving him a breathalyzer test. So it was like the tables turned back around on him, and the black officer had the opportunity to overexert his power, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He showed more mental power over him and the situation. Like, you could have handled the situation better. And the white officer's wife was asking for a courtesy because she was like, "My husband is an officer. You please give him a courtesy." And it was just like, "I asked for the same thing and you didn't give it to me."
Wow.
It's okay. You okay, buddy?
And that was that was the same. That was the same officer that gave him that interaction the first go around.
Yep.
That's
so
when karma has a unique way of coming back around, bro.
Everything I love, bro. You could have gave that man his courtesy because he was an officer. He told you, and yet you went over and above because he was black. That showed you who you were. And so because he had now the opportunity to do the same thing, he just went and followed all of the rules the correct way, made him get out of the car and take the breathalyzer test. Now, the video cut off from there because it was just showing that little message right there. But that's kind of how I play it, man. When it comes down to people, my interactions coming into a room and dealing with people, there's a lot of stuff you don't have to do. And again, if I do something that you don't agree with, a lot of times I'm trying to be, but I'm not always functional. I don't always know if I did anything or made you feel something. I said something that made you. Let me know, though, because I'm the type that I'm respectful enough to the point where if you tell me I did something or you tell me how you feel about something I did, I'm gonna say, I apologize, and we're gonna work it out and get through better. So now I'm a little bit more mindful on what I do and how I operate. You know what I'm saying? It still won't change who I am, but you
can't let it change who you are, because think about this, Aki. If we're in a room and people are reacting a certain way, whether negatively or positively, to your actions, it's not your fault. Those are your actions, right? That's your truth. You shouldn't change the next time you're in the room with those people. You shouldn't have to change. You should be able to stay the same. It's up to them on how they receive those actions. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's why I'm saying, like, when I walk into a room, man, if you fixing yourself, or if because I walked in and I'm and got this energy and I'm on a serious tip and you want to be funny and goofy and loud, and I'm not like that, either learn how to figure out how to make me laugh and approach me, or don't approach me at all and just keep it pushing and moving. I'm not judging you. I'm not saying, oh, I don't like what you're doing. I'm not even really paying attention to you at that point, because at the end of the day, you're going to be you. I've worked in a place in Santa Monica, bro, where there was, I can't tell you how many different people, mental reactions and people I've dealt with, where they mentally going off of drugs, mentally just going because they done been traumatized. They doing this, they doing that. People outside, I didn't see people walking outside getting naked in front of kids because they want to take a dive in the open pool. I mean, in the open water fountain. I've seen so much stuff that I can't judge anybody for whatever they're going through. All I do is adjust how I'm going to interact with you. And that's period.
Of that, Aki. I want to go off on this note, and it's a note of protecting yourself. Yeah. I'm sure you came across the post of the young social media influencer who was shot and killed during her live stream.
I've heard about that. I have not seen that or any.
They don't show the full nature of it because it's too explicit. But full details. She was somebody who was a social media influencer. She was making a lot of money through gifts and interactions, maybe even a TikTok influencer or something like that. And there was one guy that got obsessed with her. And during their interactions, she blew him off. He decided to pop up and killed her. And this is why you have to be safe on providing. I'm going to go back to what you said, Aki, where on social media, don't give too much of, your whereabouts, where you live at, your personal situations. People will utilize it against you. You don't know where you're going to be at a year from now. You could be popping, right? And look at what, we can use prime examples, XXX, PNB Rock, what was the other guy's name that the other kid's name that had the rough voice? Something Smoke.
Yeah, Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke. You know what I mean? Like you get into you garner this success. You reach this status quo. You're a public figure. People know your whereabouts. People get jealous. And they envy that because they come from where you come from. They couldn't quite get there. They don't like what you're doing. And they take you out.
Look at Nipsey Hussle, man.
Look at what happened to Nipsey. Took out a legend, right? Somebody that was changing the game. Like it was changing the game
of what it means to buy the block back and to own
and to get back.
You know what I'm saying?
Ownership, black ownership.
Yeah, bro.
Man, powerful stuff, man.
You know what I mean?
That shit hurts my heart, Aki, when I think about shit like that.
And that's the stuff that keeps me a little bit on the
edge,
caution side.
Cautious.
It's like don't idolize me, don't celebrate me in that way. I'm not a celebrity. I don't want that. And Nipsey Hussle said that a lot too. I don't come from that world you come from. I don't live in that world you live in. I'm not a celebrity. He's a neighborhood community person, or where he was from at first. He's a man first, right?
Right.
And that's the problem that people have, is taking these different statuses and becoming envious and jealous of these statuses, which and I get it, but it's like, hey, if your whole thing is about status, bro, and you're gonna succumb to a lot of negativity.
Walk into a Walmart and throw milk and cereal on yourself. You'll go viral and get some status.
Man, exactly. Go look. I'm just not that type of person that's going to, lower my moral standards or lower myself to something, because I don't want to be known as just that. Some of these people become internet famous off of, doing dumb stuff or, you know, pulling pranks on people. I've never really appreciated a lot of people who pull pranks publicly, because you never know who you're messing with, and you don't know if somebody really, you know, really appreciate or like that, or somebody who you know understands prank and content. And then somebody in that, then you know, you never know who you're dealing with. But that's been the thing about it, is knowing just how to keep certain things on the internet and certain things away. You know, it's like that's my whole thing is, I don't want to always have to expose my children and my family on the internet for likes and comments and money. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? If I want to put them on there because of stupidity, yeah, so many people are rich because of stupidity, because people will pay for stupid stuff. People will pay for somebody else's pain. People pay for other people's pain, and that's I don't agree with that. I don't like that at all. I don't really, you know, saying like that at all. But you can't knock what you like and what you don't like. You know what I'm saying? You can't always, everybody likes certain stuff. Stupidity, people like laughing at stupid stuff. That's what they like, so they'll pay for it. They'll pay to see something like that.
I'm going to do something a little bit different tonight, Aki. I'm going to go into Discord real quick, see if I can get them to come in real quick. Hey, everybody who tuned in to the show. I want to thank you from me and Aki on TL Dewan for tapping into season 4, episode 1 of Unified Media Podcast, Dropping Gems. If you guys can take a quick minute to hop right back in and give us one thing that you can take from this episode that resonated with you, something that hit home for you. Let us know in the comments right now so we can talk about it. We got about 10 minutes left.
And I want to make sure I don't skip over Beth. Beth had another comment that she put. She says she wants to know what it is that you found important in a person, right? That was a good question, because a lot of times that's how people create friendships and relationships. Is what do you find that's important in a person? And a lot of times everybody always want to stick with the generic, or they got to be honest, they got to be this. I look for people being themselves.
That's a good one, Aki.
I always look for people being themselves. Be yourself, and show. Eventually, I will learn you. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's you're still figuring yourself out, or you know you're comfortable and confident in what you are. Be yourself.
Be you.
If you're a person that likes telling jokes, if you're a politically racial content type of person, where your whole thing is making fun of people and, you know, statistics, right? Making fun of stereotypes, right? Be you. Let me know that. Let me see that, because I'm gonna operate in you different. If your goal is to try to be my friend, don't do nothing stupid to try to be my friend. Just be yourself. And if I want you to be my friend, and I'll make you my friend, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody can be honest with who they want to be honest with. Everybody can lie to whoever they want to lie to. Everybody can be a certain way with people because of what the end goal is. Me, I look for people being themselves. Show me who you are, because you'll see who I am as well. Stop trying to read me all of the time and just watch me. Like I'm not always trying to read people and say, oh, this person, because they're dressed like this is how they're gonna be. Or I'm just looking at you. If you're the type that like being loud in the room, hey, I know you like being loud in the room. So whenever if I see you in the room, I know what's to come. I'm not judging you and being like, oh, I don't like you because you're loud in the room. I'm just knowing, like, I know, hey, this person likes being this way. So if this is the time and the place for it, I'm gonna enjoy it. If it's not a time and a place for it and you're being like this, I'm gonna feel some type of way. I won't hate you. I won't have nothing negative towards you. It's just, I would just let you know, or it just be one of those things where, hey, that wasn't the right place and the right time for that. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's just be yourself. If you don't know what that looks like, work on figuring that out. I'm still learning a lot about myself. But one thing I can say confidently about myself is I'm not a person that judges people for being who they are. I don't care that you are a thief. I don't care that you are this. I don't care that you're that. If you the whole thing about it is if that's who you are, if that's what you like doing, perfect, do that somewhere else, or I remove myself because I don't agree with it, and that's just it. I could care less if that's what the type of person that you like being. If you like being the one, if you like being the loudest person in the room because you love the attention, you want everybody to have their attention on you, Perfect. That's fine. Be you. Just don't be upset and mad because I'm not giving you the attention that you want from me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving you all of that attention. That's just how I am. Like, so that's my thing and what I look for in people. Be yourself. Show me who you are.
I wanna take from that, Aki. I have two things that I look for in people.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is I don't go based on what you say. I go based on what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And second, which I'm starting to learn now, I have no expectation of you.
Ooh, that's my second one too. I'm gonna go ahead and
I'm
give
learning
you
that
that.
now,
Get that
Aki.
one.
Like that's a new one for me. It's like I'm now going to have no expectation of you, so that way I don't get disappointed.
That part.
So that's what I look for.
Man, then there you go, Beth. If you are me, yes, you are. Be you, please. Be you. Always be you. And again, being you, you can be. I'll use me as an example. Me being me, I'm a quiet person. I don't really talk a lot unless I'm talking. Unless I'm speaking about something I like and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? I don't do what everybody else do. So you know, if how you want to turn up and party and stuff like that is getting fully wasted and doing and being silly, doing stupid stuff, be you, do that. Boom. I don't do that. So don't look for me to do that or look for me to accept you. And being, I accept you for who you are. If you know what I'm saying, if you want to change, I accept you and you wanting to change too. You know, I'm not the type of I don't have to be the loudest person in the room. I don't have to be the best dressed person in the room. I'm a simple dude sometimes when it comes down to just me being me. I want to go and enjoy a place for what it is, an environment for what it be like, an experience for what is here to share. That's just who I am. And that's how I'ma always be. So I'm letting you know though, everybody can't be my friend, and I don't want to be friends with everybody. In order for us to really truly be friends, there has to be some type of relation. We have to relate on something, and it can't just be something simple. It has to be in a way where we align. We're in alignment together. You know what I'm saying? If we're not aligning with each other we friends wise, we won't be friends. Acquaintances, I'll talk to you, say hi to you, what's going on, everything okay with you? Perfect, that's cool, and I'm over here. Friends, we're planning on doing something, hanging out, creating a business, speaking about life, future events. What can we do to better each other? How can we help improve each other? These are people I look for when it comes down to friends and stuff like that. That's how I look at it.
Love it, Aki. Love it. Let's take some of these comments real quick and what people have taken from today's episode and what has resonated with them. Jamie says everything was amazing and how to open up your own business. Keanu said the one thing I take from today is how to be better in life and how to open up your own business. And then Jamie says respect is a big part. If you don't respect yourself, how can you show someone else respect and loyalty?
Man, thank y'all for that. Yes, that's
Gem.
I'm glad you guys got something out of that. That is the whole goal of here, is to give information, give insight, show perspective, give different understanding, resonation with experiences and stuff like that, but also for somebody to take and go share with someone else. You know what I'm saying? Now go share, how you feel, or go walk and maneuver and put in that action towards that,
Definitely.
So
Charlie says we may align with how we deal with people. You are more extroverted, but I respect a lot of what you say. And one thing I do want to mention, guys, there's a separate YouTube channel called Unified Media Podcast. It has all our material on it that I'm repurposing. Subscribe on that channel. Also, follow us on TikTok at Unified Media Podcast, Instagram, Unified Media Podcast, one word. Like, comment, and repost the content that resonates with you. Check that out, because I am still constantly repurposing as often as I can. I just posted up something in regards to social media challenges and breakthroughs. There's going to be a lot more that I'm repurposing from that particular season and episode. And, one thing I want to take from this episode is the friendship that I have built with you guys in Unified Media, with the community, the friendship that I built with ONCL Dewan, in order to have this podcast episode today. Because I'll be honest with you, and this is why you have a good friend in your corner. He held me accountable today, and I'll tell you why. I told him, hey, let's shoot for June if we can't do it. Then I'm sending him a message. Yo, I think my internet is acting up. Boom, 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 boom. We were not going to give up without making sure we created some material today, that we were even considering doing it on TikTok, which is something that me and him can consider doing, having a special episode where we could probably do like episode 11 and wrap it up on TT, just to do a combination of it all and lead everybody back to YouTube. I think that'll be a great idea. But he pushed me. He was like, nah, Aki, I think we locked in tonight. You know what I mean? Like, I got the kids, I got the family, but we're going to still figure it out. So if you have somebody that's always going to push you and egg you on and bring the best out of you, and is going to have love, support, and respect for what you bring and what they bring. And that's what I like when he breaks down relationship. Think about it. You relate and you're on the same ship.
That's it.
If you relate and you're on the same ship and you have a common understanding of each other, everything falls into place.
Everything you're gonna float. You're gonna float off into the sunset.
Appreciate you, Aki. I hope you guys enjoyed Unified Media Podcast Season 4, Episode 1. Catch us next week, next Sunday. We might. What do you think, Aki? Do you need it 2 weeks before we set up? What do you think?
No. So again, like I was explaining in earlier in the podcast, like, I'll be moving, but I'm moving during the middle of the week, and so
not this Wednesday, but the following
Wednesday, I'll be moving, and during the middle of the week, I'll still be able to come on that Sunday. I just probably won't be able to do it for the full 2 hours, because we're coming into Feast of Harvest, where we do dissertations, and so I want to make sure that I'm available for that. I'll be able to give more info come this Sunday coming up. So this Sunday that's coming up after
today, knock it out.
You'll have a better understanding of what we'll
be doing the following. Aki, no problem. You guys have a wonderful evening. Aki, continue doing what you're doing. I'm always inspired and motivated by everything that you manage with a beautiful family of 6. And everybody, lock in tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow on TT. Stay blessed. Protect your mind. Protect your peace.
Peace.